live stream. Coming to here, coming ya from the hot tent here. I got a nice fire going in the stove down there. Quite warm in here right now. But I thought maybe I'd throw something over the stove. Stove's quite warm here, so get my cast iron pan, get it warmed up. Get the flat part of the stove there so the pan sits on there nicely. Now, what to drink? Just outside my tent here, I got a couple beers. It's very cold outside right now. It's -6 degrees Celsius, which is like 21 degrees Fahrenheit. But even with the door open here and the heat from the stove, got an airplane flying over here. A little bit noisy. Okay, that's better. Yeah, so it's very cold outside. Just right here, I got my hand outside. But in here, toasty warm. It's great when you have that. Anyway, grab a couple beverages here and I'll show you what I got. Well, Sandwich Brewing, a brewery close to me, just had their 8th year anniversary, so got a couple beers from Sandwich. Before I crack these open, let's go put something over the stove here. I made some pulled pork there in the grill the other day. Yeah, throw that in the pan. Now you can see how warm that stove is. I just put that pan on there. Got my sandwich glass here. I got some baked beans I'm going to throw in there with it. Before I do that, let's have a look at these beers. Now this one's the Ruby Sue. It's Canadian Dark Mild, it says. Nice looking can. A lot of history in the old sandwich town. And this one's the Espresso Porter. It's the south of the border. It used to be a south of the border porter, but they added espresso. So, just livens up that one. So, not sure what one I'm going to try here, but what I want to do is put some of this in with the pulled pork. Maybe I'll start with this one. So I try to get the right camera angle here. First taste of this, right in the pan. Now I'm going to crack open this can of baked beans. Put that in there. Oh, that beer really smells good in that pan. We'll give this a mix. Looking good. While I'm here, I'll add a little bit of wood to the fire here. See that nice? Everything's burning down so nicely. All right. Oh, I see we got the Tavern 53 in the house. That looks great. And Tony Benson. I believe Tony was in one of the other live streams, I believe, from Northern Ireland. Does a lot of barbecuing. And good evening, Wayne. Nice to see you here. Let's pour some of this in the glass. Got a nice glass from Sandwich Brewing here. Cheers, everyone. And Tony's giving me a thumbs up there. It's much lighter than I thought. It tastes much lighter than what I thought. When I first poured it, I saw that dark beer. But I like that subtle note of bitterness. Not like an IPA bitter, but it's nice. Real smooth beer. Now, cut back some of the door here a little bit. I had a lot of snow on the roof, and when I got the stove going, it got really hot. All the snow started melting. Now it's all like falling down and freezing on the zippers. Anyway, that's my problem. I'll close this one up a little bit. I'm sure it's going to get quite hot in here again when the stove starts stoking up. Oh man, this is smelling fantastic. Oh yeah. I hope the timing's good for you, Wayne, in between football games here. Yeah, I came out here probably about a half hour ago, just got the fire going, and in no time, I came back in here to set up. It was so hot in here. I had to open up both doors, get some ventilation. Yeah, just a regular guy sitting in his backyard and below freezing temperature in a tent with the wood stove. Oh yeah, this stuff's all starting to bubble. See if I can take you in for a closer look here. See, that stone's really starting to get hot again. Goes in cycles. So I hope everybody had a good week. I'm not sure where you're at if you're dealing with the cold, but it's been quite cold here all week. Like freezing temperatures. Tony's at work, yes. Here's one for you, Tony. Yep, it's relaxed time for me. Yeah. Make sure I don't burn this stuff on the pan here. Oh, it's looking good. Man, the smell of this, just fantastic. I noticed that with pulled pork or brisket, like when you warm it up like this, it's like you're smelling it. It reminds you of the time you just took it off the barbecue. Like it's just feels that much fresh again. Oh yeah, this is getting toasty. Maybe I'll take some off, put some in a bowl. Might need a glove for this. Brought my leather glove, but I didn't bring a spoon. I don't think all this will fit in my bowl here, so. Let's put some in there for now. I'll set this down. Put it on the wood. Now, a little something I'm going to add to this. It's a Mojo hot sauce. Now this stuff's so potent. This is a cayenne ghost habanero blend with pickle juice. Very, very potent. But it's so delicious in flavor, but I can't eat it straight. It's just so hot. So something like this, put a couple drops in there. Now we're talking. Really kick up the flavor. I'm just kidding. Anyway, give it a mix. Oh, that hot sauce is no joke. I only put a couple drops in there and I could just feel it in the steam. Mmm. Mmm. The texture of that pork is so good. Well, that's good stuff. Oh wow, that's hot. Spicy hot. Wow. Unbelievable. Just a couple drops. I usually have pretty good tolerance for spiciness. Wow, that's a good one. So yeah, I got the wood stove. I got a door over there. I just got the flap cracked open a little bit there. And of course I got this door pretty much wide open. There's my barbecue area over there. Yeah, one of these days I gotta do well, it's easier to do during the day when there's more daylight, because when I do stuff like this I gotta move a light around so you can see. But do a video where you're barbecuing outside and then you come in here and relax for a bit. I guess kind of doing what I'm doing now, only I'm not barbecuing outside. Well, that's good pork. Yeah, I did the video on this pork the other day. I grilled it on the Pit Boss, the Heritage Wood Pellet Grill. Boy, it's turned out really nice on there. I like the setup of that grill as opposed to my Louisiana grills because the upper shelf has two different spots. So I'm able to grill on top of the lower part, put the shelf to the lower position, put your meat on there, and then I can put a nice drip tray underneath or a tray of water. I wasn't able to do that on the Louisiana grills. Good old beans. So, forecast looks like it's going to be cold again this week, but maybe we'll get a warm up. I remember last year in December, even around the Christmas holidays, we had a bit of a warm up. The sun was out during the day. I mean, it wasn't terribly warm, but it was really nice to be outside just in a sweatshirt even. I look forward to maybe having some days like that. Yeah, we got quite a bit of snow today. Well, quite a bit for here. It's one good thing when it's really cold, you don't get a lot of snow. So I think this is a pretty cool setup. I don't know who else might have a setup like this. I'm going to put that pan back on the stove to warm up. Then I'm going to top up this bowl. Might as well. Yeah, that stove's getting quite warm again. Ever since I added that wood, you see how much time goes by and then it starts getting real warm. Excuse me. Yeah, my local butcher that I always go to had a collaboration with a food bank, and he got some local barbecue people together, and they made I want to say like something like 2,700 dishes, turkey dinners between all the barbecuers, and I think it's a great thing to organize something like that for the community. There's a lot of people in need, and to see people come together like that, it's so nice. Woo. And why it's so spicy, but it's good. Mmm. All right, here we are. Should I add hot sauce to this one? I don't know. I put so little in the last one and it was so warm. Not so warm, so spicy. It was flavorful, but very spicy. Trying to decide whether to do that to myself again. I could even feel it on my lips. Yeah, I thought I put so little of it, but man, it was spicy. Maybe I didn't shake it enough. Let's try it again. Nashville Cayenne Ghost Habanero blend with pickle juice. Wondering if there's any sort of scale on here for how spicy. Anyway, pretty damn flavorful. Tony's saying go for it. I agree, you know. It does just kick up the flavor. You know, sometimes if I'm making a sandwich or something, or a burger or something where you put mayonnaise on it, put a little drop of that hot sauce in there and mix it with mayonnaise. Just so delicious. I don't know if that's what aioli is. Tastes a lot like that. Mm. Well, Tony, good for you where you can have a job. We can hang out together. I can have a beer. Actually, being from Ireland, you probably got your hands on some really good beer over there. Yep. I know we have, I'm trying to think of Irish whiskeys. Jameson off the top of my head. There's another one, I believe it's Red Pheasant or something like that. I haven't tried it, but yeah, some really nice ones. Yeah, I know Ireland's got some good beers. I know that. For some reason, I was going to say Guinness, but Guinness isn't Irish. Bushmills, yes. I believe I can get that over here. So maybe I'll look for some of that for an upcoming video. Yeah, I've had suggestions of different beers, and I usually try to get them if people suggest them. Like that Bitburger beer I had, that was a suggestion from somebody. Guinness is made in Dublin. Oh, so it is Irish. Okay. For some reason I thought it was Belgium or something. See, I don't know. I know what they taste like. best part of pulled pork, and this is the reason why I don't like to wrap anything when it's on the grill, because you create this bark on the outside, and when you get those little pieces of bark in with the pulled pork, even in this with the baked beans, so flavorful. But on the other hand, when you're just smoking, let's say that piece of meat like I had the other day, you could probe that and you'll get a section with 175, let's say, 190 over here, 200 up here. When you wrap it, it helps even out all those temperatures so that everything kind of cooks together. But then again, when you wrap it, you don't get that nice bark on the outside. So it's a bit of a trade-off. But anyway, I figure it's a simpler cook to not wrap, and I'd rather not wrap anything if I didn't have to. But anyway, this pork turned out really well. Well, I figure tonight you got football starting. Well, it probably already started a couple games. Yeah, I'm trying to keep my live streams consistent, same time every week. But, you know, I'm competing with the NFL here. You know, I'm just a little guy. Anyway, I think it's time maybe I'll wrap this up. Thank you, Tony, for joining. Nice to have you here. Thank you, Wayne from Tavern 53. Looking forward to our next live stream next Thursday. You can check out Wayne's channel, Tavern 53, and I'm usually one of the guests on there. It's always fun. Cheers, my friend. All right, we'll see everybody next week, and have a good week. We'll do a catch up next week. Bye for now.